Richard is the biggest gift in my life, and I'm so proud to say that I'm his sister. And so many things happened in my life when I was around him. So many things. Like this short film is not like put everything into it. Like try my best to put mother, like before I was born, and then things which happened with him, like along with me, what we both experienced together. Planning to put most of it into this short film. Let's get into it. First, I want to thank every single person who's been a part of creating this film. I want to thank my parents. I want to thank Richard himself. I want to thank my aunt, my sister. I want to thank every single person who's been supporting me since my musical career, and I want to thank God, first of all, like giving me this wonderful brother like him and making me sit in the studio and talk about him. Let's get it in. So, may all know, Richard was born 2 years before me. He was born on 24th February 2003. So, in the words of my mother, she has been writing things and giving it to me, so I'm just here to speak it off. It was a day in our family both joy and sorrow visited hand in hand. Richard was born on 24th February 2003. Like, my mom and dad and most of the people in our family didn't have any idea what struggles we were going to face in the future. So, after 15 days, it seemed my mother came from the hospital, and Richard was seen so, like, crying most of the time, and my mom was, like, taking care of him. And after 15 months of Richard's birth, our grandfather passed away. And he was the one who was supposed to be taking care of Richard most of the time. So it was my mom's dad. So my aunt, my mom's elder sister, she used to take care of Richard and when my mom was gone to work. So we need to thank my aunt here, because one day when my mom was going out for work, my aunt was staying at home taking care of my brother. She was She was anxious to know about the interview because, like, Richard showed the same symptoms as the things they were telling on TV. So she fixed an interview for an assessment for Richard, and then turns out my parents took him to the assessment, and then the doctor said he needed speech stimulation. So they started giving intervention for him. It was speech and occupational therapy from 20 months of age. Like, when Richard was 20 months, they started speech stimulation for him. So my mom also started getting a home program, and she worked with him like day and night, and she spent 16 hours a day like training Richard and making him talk and giving all these exercises and things which they give in therapy. And then from 20 to 40 months, she used to travel a lot for his therapy and stuff. Like, my parents, they shifted to Hyderabad. It's a very different state, and the language is also, and everything like is new to them. Like in Hyderabad, like they didn't know the language, they didn't know any place, but we put our trust in God, and God works in mysterious ways. So Richard was 2.5 years old. Therapist told to put him in play school for socializing. He, like special kids, I've seen so many kids, they don't socialize much. So the therapist told him to be in play school for a while so that he could socialize with other kids. So in Hyderabad, my dad was working. So my mom took Richard, and she was like going around the city to find place for school. So she found a place school which was run by a family. So she traveled with them every day to school. A few days later, the school people said that Richard needs special needs and they're not able to give it to him. So my mother went to see a trainer who specifically trains special kids like Richard. So the trainer told that it's best for Richard if he moved to our hometown. Like, if you train him here, like, he would totally get confused by the environment. So my parents, like, they moved to Chennai again. After that, I was born in 2006. So my mom was, like, very brave enough to lock me inside my house, like, me alone, when I was 8 months old. So she used to lock me inside the apartment we used to live in, and she used to take Richard out, and my dad would be gone to office. So my aunt, my uncle, my cousin sister, and my other uncle, and my dad are the most important people, like, who've been helping our family to become, like, achieve our goals in Richard, in terms of Richard, like making him, molding him to the person he is. Like, these people are all responsible. I want to thank my aunt, my mom's older sister, my mom's younger brother, my mom's brother-in-law, that's my uncle, and then my cousin's sister, my mom's older sister's daughter, and my dad. So we need to thank the speech therapist who trained Richard, and now that he speaks so well, like, people who know him personally, you might know how well he speaks right now. So when Richard was 3 years old, we started sending him to school. His first school was a bad experience, like, and he was beaten in front of my mom. Like, the school authorities were never agreeing to the mistakes. He was transferred to another branch of the school because they didn't, like, care to repay the fees, even if we just bring him out of the school. So the other school was also not much to brag about. 2 years passed with no improvements. Like, so after all these things, like, the school people made a bunch of points for Richard. Like these schools were like normal schools. My mom didn't find any special schools to put him because she had no idea. So these schools were all normal schools where they made comments about Richard. Like, they gave their opinion on him because, like, the first one is he was not sitting in one place, and he was stammering, and he was not chewing the food properly. He gets excited when he sees shiny food packages and he snatched it. He's not understanding the commands. He's not able to hold a pencil, and he won't write, and he has behavioral issues. So after hearing all this, my mom planned to travel very far for his therapy, where it's getting completely free. So they traveled for about 35 kilometers and down 35. In the meantime, my aunt takes care of me the whole day, and I used to come home to my house in the evening after my mom returns. So the first special school Richard went was like the most wonderful school ever. So they were like limited, only a few students only studied there, and then they gave lots of attention in academics. So I started growing up. So that's a big process, growing up. So when I was like younger, I used to sit next to my brother. I used to play with him, and even though he doesn't communicate at all with me, I remember him hitting me. I remember so many things that I just forgot. So he used to hit me when I was smaller, and sometimes even now, I guess, he used to hit me when I'm not obeying my mom. So I have to say, personally, I've seen my brother grow in my own eyes. I've seen him grow in so many things. There was times where he used to hit me so bad, and I used to sit and cry in a corner, and then my mom would hit me back. It happens a lot. Happy birthday to you. And I've seen him snatching things in public. Like, he used
தருவியா இல்ல நானா
things
எடுத்துக்கட்டுமா?
have changed. So a lot of things. Like, it's not just my mom who has like put all our effort into Richard. It's also every single person we met. So I have like my dad, my aunt, my sister, my uncle, I can say Richard's teachers, and so many people have put so much effort in making him the person he is now. And this is just a wonderful journey of Richard. Like, I think personally he has grown so much from what he was. Like, I've seen him since I was born. I remember him since I was born. So this is the most biggest thing that's ever happened in our life. Like, we never thought that he would show this much improvement, but look at how he is now. So it's all God, and I want to literally, like, we submitted him into God's hands. We didn't do anything. We gave him into God's hands, and like, he only took care of him. So it's just, Richard is a gifted child, and we like really noticed it now. So I want to thank all the teachers who has been with him since he was like going to school, and like he has been to 2 special schools, and the third one we were doing home program, and we just in 2020 and 21 we were attending online classes. That school is so great. So all these 3 schools which trained Richard to be the person he is now, I want to like give a big thank you to all the teachers, all the schools, all the staff, and I want to thank all the special mothers. Like, they are the biggest support in my mom's life. They give her the mental support, like, and our family members, like my aunt, my uncle, my sister, and then my dad. I want to thank every single person like who has seen Richard, like, and most importantly, my mom takes Richard in public transport, and that's the thing everyone should know, that some people get angry, some people just say it's okay, they just understand the situation. I want to thank them so badly. I don't even know who those people are, but I want to, like, if you're traveling with a special kid, if you understand a situation and you just act politely, you are the best people in the world. I want to thank you all, like every single person who do this. I want to thank you. So nowadays, after all we've been through, like, Richard has become the most wonderful version of himself. So he's being very obedient as he was already. He obeys my mom, he obeys my dad, he obeys me, he obeys whatever everyone says. He just goes ahead and does the thing, whatever we ask him to do. And I feel that he is the best person like our family could ever ask for. He's becoming a better version of himself day by day, and I feel like I have personally witnessed his growth, and I'm so lucky to have him in my life. And so this is just a short thing of what happened in my mom's life, and like what happened in making Richard the person he is now. So I remember when I was small, I used to talk to him, and then he used to pick up the words. Like, I remember talking to him, but my mom says, like, he used to listen to my words and he talks it back later, sometime day when I wasn't looking at it. So this has been like, nowadays he sings with me. We recorded so many songs together, and he sings with me. We both listen to Taylor Swift, and we love Disney songs. We sing them together and we record them, and then I teach them how to play the piano too. I have this tiny little keyboard, and then we play it together. And so we have lots of things to do together, and he has learned to write so many amazing things. His handwriting is so nice. And then I want to thank our cousins in the UK and the United States for giving us emotional support and financial support. And like, family, this whole family and friends, and they all like made Richard the person he is now. So I want to thank every single person who's watching this documentary. It's not a documentary at all. There are so many things which I haven't said due to, like, people wanted to know so many things about Richard, like, how did your mother train him, how did all this happen, like there is more of the story. I'm just telling only half of the story. So Richard slowly learned to express his needs, and he adjusts himself to any type of environment, which is a big thing because that's what he was denied in Hyderabad when they told him like he cannot adjust to any environment. So we think that we could take Richard anywhere around the globe, and we know that he could survive on his own. So that's the biggest thing in the world. And I have to say to all the special mothers who have special kids, if you have the determination, you can train your kids to be whatever they want to be, the best version of themselves. Like, train your kid to do whatever, like, to make them independent. Yes, you can do it, but you can do it if you only have the determination and the support from your family and friends, and God will help you see through it. So thank you so much for watching this documentary. Thank you so much for listening to me talk for almost, I don't know how much. Thank you for watching this, and thank you for supporting Richard in every way, and I hope you guys still support him after all these things happen. I would never forget what every single person has done for him, and thank you so much. That's all I have to say, and may this journey continue forevermore. I hope that this documentary helps special mothers and with the determination creating the best version of their children. Like, this journey is a journey path of thorns and troubles. It's not a bed of roses, it's just thorns and all those things. So we just need to take the effort to go through this path and make the impossible happen. So the person Richard is now was the person they all said he wouldn't be. So if that can happen, so many things can happen.
I am Richard,
and the impossible can be made just possible by all the determination.
12th standard. My hobbies are writing and talking different languages. I like
Richard is the biggest gift
I like
in my
to
life,
play
and
football.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud to say that I'm his sister in